Why would you care if a bronzer can blur the look of pores? Why? Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Rashi Hamalio, bringing you tips and tricks and product recommendations to enhance your natural beauty. And today I want to talk about these Charlotte Tilbury bronzers. Now, I did grab two and I regret it. I didn't need to. I don't even like one of these. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to talk to you about these bronzers. First, we'll go into a demo and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so I'm going to use shade 2 on this side and I'm just going to pick this up. And I'm using a little bit of a denser brush because this shade is pretty light and I have to go in several times to build up some pigment. Okay. Going back in, building that up. You can see that it's pretty light. And I'm going to go back in and just intensify this a little bit more. I mean, now you can see it. It's still very light. So shade 2 is a natural look, but it just takes a long time to build up this intensity. You kind of have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and that's really annoying. And I know I can't use this shade in summer because it just won't show up on me. This is probably the shade that I am in summer, even darker actually. So this is the shade medium. Now, the problem I have with this shade is I'll come in closer and see if you guys can see. It looks extremely matte on my cheekbone area. So normally I only use powder here in my cheeks where I'm oily and just in my forehead. I don't use any powder on the perimeter of my face because I quite like that dewy cheek look. Now, unfortunately with this bronzer, and I mean both the shades, not just this one, it really turns your cheek very, very matte. And I'm not enjoying that. My face looks super matte right now. And the problem with this particular shade is that you have to go in so many times, you have to put on so much product to get that pigment to show up that you're actually making your skin look extremely matte. And I am not a fan. Now let's try shade 3 on this side. And I'm going to take a big fluffy brush because shade 3 is a lot more pigmented and I don't want to deposit a lot of color in one go. So I'm just going to tap a little bit and go in and pop that on my cheeks. Go back in. That's looking nice. So going in a little bit darker. So you'll be able to see already that this shade, even though it's so dark, you can actually put a very light layer on. And so it looks pretty natural. And of course you can go back in and build this up a little bit more. And I'm just going to show you what that looks like. And I really like that about this shade, that you can have a natural look and build it up. And in summer, I will be able to use this shade, whereas shade 2, I won't be able to. And now I've just got that. This is shade 2 medium, and this is shade 3 tan. Just show you what that looks like. And both these bronzers, of course, make my skin look matte, but this side, because I've put a ton of product on, it looks extremely matte, whereas on this side, not so much. I'm just gonna come in closer. And this is what shade 10 looks like. So I actually enjoy the shade 10. I just think I don't have to struggle so much building up the intensity. All I have to do is pick up a large fluffy wash and go in lightly from the get-go. Hey guys, I am back. So I've got a full face. That means most of the bronzer that you see on my face at the moment is actually shade 10. And then of course I've got my blush and you know the rest of my makeup on. My face, especially my cheeks, look very matte. Not happy about that. It's a personal preference. If you like a matte look for your cheeks, totally, I think you will enjoy these. But for me personally, I don't. And I think actually the formulation of this product perhaps should not have been modeled after Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Finishing Powder, because that powder is designed to give you a bit of a matte look, blur the pores, but I don't see the point for that in a bronzer. Like, why would you care if a bronzer can blur the look of pores? Why? I don't have a pore problem on the top of my cheeks or in the areas I use bronzer. For the shade medium, you can see that it's quite close to my skin tone. The tone is a little bit too neutral. I'm very warm, I have yellow undertones, and a bronzer that is this light and this neutral does not look good on me. I don't like how it looks. I much prefer how shade tan looks on my skin. With shade tan, I can actually use it very lightly and give it a bit of a natural look to the cheeks, or I can really build this up to have a super sun-kissed, bronzed look. The packaging is luxe though. I mean, when I first got this product, I was a little bit starstruck. On camera, these look good, but in real life, they look great. The packaging is seriously 10 out of 10. You cannot fault the packaging. It's also huge bronzer. Like, I am not gonna run out of this anytime soon. So let's now get into some comparisons. So this first shade here on my hand, that's actually Charlotte Tilbury in the shade medium. You can see how light it is, and I really had to build this up. I mean, the amount of applications I had to put down for this to show up was just ridiculous. Not to mention, you can kind of see it looks a little bit muddy on my skin. It actually doesn't look good at all. Then next to it, this is one of my favorite bronzers. This is Bobbi Brown in the shade Golden Light. You can see a major difference between these two. Bobbi Brown's is a lot more warmer. It's still light enough to give you a natural bronze look, but it's warm enough to not make you look muddy and kind of give you that sun-kissed look. So I love that. Then we have Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Saddle. Again, you can see it is much more pigmented than Charlotte Tilbury's over here, and it's a lot warmer as well. So this is a type of neutral that I enjoy. It's not too neutral and it's not too warm. Next, I've got Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Tan. This is this one here. You can see the difference between medium and tan. Tan is much warmer, much more golden. And then right next to that, here is a comparison of tan against Casino, Nars Casino. Now Nars Casino, you can see it's a little bit more red. It's not as golden as tan, and it's darker as well. And right here I've got Benefit's Hoola Caramel, which is the darkest out of all of them. It has very similar golden tones to the shade Tan. If you're someone who really enjoys Hoola Caramel, but it's a little bit too dark for you, and of course the problem with Hoola is that it's also very patchy, I think you will really enjoy Charlotte Tilbury's shade Tan. Hey guys, I hope you found that demo useful. So if you're someone who kind of likes the look of Charlotte Tilbury shade medium too, because of how natural and light it looks on the skin, I highly recommend instead that you go for either of these two bronzers. This one is Bobbi Brown in the shade Golden Light, and this one is Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Saddle. I love both of these bronzers. They look very natural, very sun-kissed on the skin. You don't have to go with lots and lots of applications. They don't look overly matte, and they don't look muddy. Yes. And if you're someone who really likes the tone of Benefit's Caramel, but this is too dark and this is definitely patchy, then I recommend you pick up Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Tan. Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed, please do. I would love to have you join my tribe, and you will see me in my next video. See ya!